Good morning. You're sneaking into a castle, and it's the big bad evil guy's castle. And of course, it's a castle, he's gonna have guards. There's gonna be sentries everywhere that are gonna be keeping your players from getting inside to go in and kill him to death. But then there's kind of the issue of, like, what if he has human guards? Which, you know, normally isn't so much of an issue. Like, for instance, if they're in the army, it's a literal, like, life and death situation. It's like, okay, they're trying to kill me, I'm gonna try and kill them. It's a little more morally dubious if you're just sneaking up on dudes in a castle, you know, people who are just there for the paycheck and then just axing them. So, here is 10 other completely non-human TM options for manning your castle so your players don't feel bad about just killing regular dudes later. Or, I mean, just use humans if you want. You don't gotta watch this video. I don't know your table. Maybe they don't care. I know one player at my table doesn't care, but, you know, this video isn't for him either. Number 1, zombies. Okay, zombies. Classic, you know, evil army of the damned. Right, you take a body, you bring it up. It's not a person, but it's, you know, it fills a suit of armor. And, you know, it's kind of dumb, but hey, it can hold a sword and it can swing at people and it can go. Number 2, skeletons. Okay, skeletons are a little different than zombies, and I'll argue why. Yes, they're undead, and they're still taken from the same body, but they have completely different vibes. It is so much funnier if you have skeletons. I don't know why. They're just more comedic beings. Number 3, ghosts. Okay, so ghosts are a little harder because you can't physically, like, give them weapons or give them armor, and they can't physically prevent players from advancing in the castle. But depending on what powers the ghosts have been given, they could kill them. Also, they could possess them. Also, actually, what am I talking about? They could possess armor and weapons. They could totally hold them. Never mind. Ghosts are awesome. Number 4, oozes. I don't know. I mean, they're in the monster manual. I don't think hardly I've met anyone who actually, like, uses oozes, but you can use oozes. That's fun to say. But you can have all sorts of different, like, you know, creatures of an ooze-like quality, and they're just, you know, sludge. They came out of some sort of lab, and usually people don't feel bad about killing sludge. Number 5, demons. Okay, demons, right? Pure evil beings. No one's gonna feel bad about, like, killing a demon unless you're getting really, like, weird up in the sort of moral quandaries of it. And then most of the time the demons don't die anyway. Like, most of the time in most stories you kill a demon on the moral plane and it just goes back to hell and just hangs out there for another, I don't know, 100 years or whatever. So it's totally fine. Just use demons. Plus, demons, very big, very bad, look very evil, and they're usually very sword and bulletproof. So that's helpful. Number 6, clones. Okay, so this is actually one of my favorite tropes when you have a big bad evil guy that is so so full of himself that he will only trust himself. So he either makes a bunch of clones of himself, like in a lab, like, you know, Hordak from She-Ra, or, you know, he just, I don't know, goes to a bunch of different multiverse dimensions and pulls out copies of himself and uses that. Anyway, it's very fun, and then your players get the chance to fight the big bad evil guy multiple times over. Although, depending on how the whole clone thing works, they might be the same power level as the big bad evil guy, and then that brings up the question of, like, oh, well, why wasn't one of them in charge? And I don't know, maybe there is. It's a little bit complicated, and usually the clones will be a little bit, you want them cloned in a lab because he, like, made them like him, but they're a little bit inferior. Anyway, you'll figure it out. It's fun. Which one is that? Number 7. Number 7, shadows. So this also kind of applies to any sort of, like, weirdly, like, magically animated thing, but shadows is, like, the most evil one that you can use, right? I mean, it looks evil, like, snuffs out the light. And I mean, technically, if you're playing in D&D 5e, I think it's an undead, but, you know, you don't have to have it be. It could just be, like, an animated shadows, just like little shadow stuff just whispering around like in the darkness. Anyway, I think it'd be fun. Number 8, vampires. No, it's vampires. Just go crazy. It's vampires. They're fun. They suck blood. They prey on the people and they die in the sunlight, so they have a big weakness. So vampires. Good pick. Number 9, robots. Robots. They're big. They're metal. They can walk like a human, talk like a human. They can kill like a human, but they're not human. Unless you give them, like, weirdly, unless you make them, like, weirdly, like, human intelligence, then it can get a bit dicey, but go for it. Number 10, rocks. Big rocks. Like the stone talus from Breath of the Wild. Just make big stone men. If you want, you could even carve them into like little statues, like little terracotta warriors, which would technically be like ceramic men, I guess, but stone. Think about it. It's easy. Doesn't have a consciousness. No one will have any moral quandary about killing a rock, but better yet, they will have a tough time killing a rock because you need something really big to kill a rock with. Anyway, that's today's video. I was originally going to record a completely different video, but I lost all interest and went into a completely manic state. So now you get this instead. New video next week. Love you all. Good night.